Say that facetiously because it's rather cold and chilly today. So glad you're all on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about, wait for it, Medicare. So let me ask you, you ask 10 people out there today, any random 10 people, what is Medicare? You're going to get all kinds of different answers, probably 10 different answers, right? So let's just break it down to brass tacks. Let's not mince any words. Let's figure out exactly what it is. And that way we can kind of cut through some of this confusion, make it straightforward, make it simple, so that, you know, when people get down to the point where they need to make that decision, they can make that decision with as much information as possible. Okay? So today we're very lucky to have with us an actual bona fide Medicare agent. Interesting, right? This is Joe Bauer.
Hello.
So he is a producer here in St. Louis area, and he is been doing this for quite a while, so he knows his stuff. So any questions that you might have, he's the man to talk to. But today we're not going to have any sales jargon, no strange things out there. We're just going to get into it and talk about what is Medicare and what does it mean to you. So thanks for being here today, Joe. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me, Corey.
All right. So, what is Medicare?
Well, absolutely. So Medicare is a federal program for people who are no longer covered by a group plan by their employer, and they've reached 65. That's generally the most obvious reason why people get Medicare.
Okay. So
it's a great program.
Okay, good. And now I heard you say it's a federal program.
Yes, sir.
So, how do we get, say, qualified for this federal program?
Well, you get qualified in a couple of ways, 3 ways. Basically, when you reach 65, you automatically get Part A as long as you've worked 40 quarters. And almost everybody that reaches 65 has done that. The other way is if you're disabled by Social Security for 2 years, you get automatically Medicare.
Okay.
Third way is if you have end-stage renal disease or ALS, then you can also get Medicare.
Okay. So it's just making sure I'm on the right page with you here. So it's a federal program, and it's not just free for everybody. You actually had to have earned this or
oh, sure,
paid into it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
For a minimum of 40 quarters.
Correct.
All right. Throughout your lifetime, and then 65 or older, and or end-stage renal disease, ALS, Lou Gehrig's, or disabled for a minimum of 2 years.
Yeah, by Social Security. You automatically get it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of confusion. People, think just because they've got a health problem or something, they get it automatically, but they don't. They actually have to go through some of these.
Yeah, you to make sure you call Social Security and they'll explain it to you.
Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of other questions out there. People always asking, well, this part A through Z or A, B, C, D, L and L, B sort of stuff. It confuses me. It's kind of like Scrabble sometimes. So.
Absolutely. So you're right. If you talk to 10 people, most of them really don't understand it as much as they'd like to. And even if you've been in it a long time, it may never have been really explained to them in a fashion where they'll remember it and understand it. So that's a common situation I run into.
Okay. So this would be a good time to dig in a little bit and kind of get a little more explanation. So what technically is Part A then, and what are the things that's going to be covered under A? And I guess the big thing is, what are the things that are not going to be covered under A?
Okay. So when you first get Medicare at age 65, you automatically get Part A.
Okay.
That covers your hospitalization.
Okay.
But only the hospitalization. It does not cover your doctor visits, your specialist, your primary care physician, and testing and that sort of thing done by the primary care physician. And it doesn't cover prescription drug plan. It is an 80-20 plan. So the plan, Part A, the original Medicare Part A, pays 80% of your hospitalization. You're responsible for the last 20%.
Okay. And then how much do you have to pay for that?
That's free.
Oh, okay.
That's
Good.
free.
Hey, we like free.
Yes, sir.
We like free.
And it is, in that sense, it's wonderful because medical bills run real high when you're in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
The next part is Part B. You have to pay for that. It's $202.90 a month for 2026.
They're awful specific, aren't they?
Yes, they are. It's about 180 this year, so that's quite an increase.
Oh, man. That's tough.
Yeah,
so
it is.
What kind of stuff does Part B cover? Part
B covers your doctor's visits, your specialists, your testing, like if you're having your blood tested, any of those types of procedures, any kind of MRIs, X-rays, any of those types of procedures are all covered. There are co-pays, and they vary by plan.
Okay, so things like the actual person that's doing the work on you, whereas A is more or less the building you go to, sort of stuff.
Right. So B by itself will cover, your doctor visits, but it's 80-20.
Okay.
It's still an 80-20 plan. So to get the full benefits of being covered by Medicare, you need a Part C plan, which is a Medicare Advantage plan. And when you do that, you get a monthly premium, generally speaking, of $0. You have to pay the $202.90 for the Part B premium, but you don't have to pay anything in addition to that to be in a Medicare Advantage plan. And that's very, very important, especially today because things are so expensive. Generally speaking, in a Medicare Advantage plan, your primary care physician has a $0 copay when you go see him.
Okay.
Real important, because as we age, it's important to see the doctor a couple times a year, even if you get good news. You still want to go back because things can change very rapidly. And if you had to pay a copay for that, it adds up quite quickly.
Yeah, quite fast.
That's exactly right. So that's a real important part about a Part B plan. It also has a prescription drug plan. There's no additional cost for your prescription drug plan in a Part C plan. If you do not have a Part C plan, you have either A and B, original A and B, okay, or A and B. You're still required in any of those combinations by Medicare to have a prescription drug plan. But when you do that without the benefit of a Part C, you have to pay for that plan.
Oh.
So you have two premiums now. You have the Part B premium and the prescription drug premium. And so that gets a little bit expensive to do that.
Okay. So all Medicare Advantage plans will have the drug plan?
Yeah, they're referred to as a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans. That's an MAPD. There are Medicare Advantage plans only that do not have a prescription drug plan.
Okay.
Those are designed for military people. So if you're a veteran, you can continue to receive your prescription drug plan through the VA.
Okay. You
can get into a Medicare Advantage plan and pick up some additional benefits for a $0 monthly premium. And that would be something like dental. Many plans have dental benefits going up to as much as $4,000. And some of them have less, depending upon whatever else is covered in the plan. So that's real important for people as they age, because dental work is very expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The kind that happens when you're a little bit older is the expensive kind. So, as we all know.
Yeah.
And that can be crowns or extractions, all kinds of dental applications that are very, very costly.
So they're expensive when you're young and expensive when you're old.
So more expensive when you're older.
Yeah.
The older you are, the more, because the more you need it, usually speaking. So, and there's hearing benefits. There's lots of times there's gym memberships. Those are not part of Medicare A and B. They're not provided by Medicare. They're in addition to everything that's required to be covered by Medicare in a Part C plan.
Okay, so you brought up something there that still brings up more questions and curiosities, because you mentioned that the dental and the vision are covered in the Medicare Advantage or the C plan. but are they actually covered in your Medicare A and B plan?
No. So if you have just Medicare A and B, you have an 80-20 plan for doctor's visits, specialist visits, anything like no medications.
No medication.
No medications.
None.
And that's real important because we all, as we age, we all need something. And you might run into something it's brand new and they require it. If you don't get that prescription drug plan separately, when you don't have a prescription drug plan in an MA plan or a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan, you have to pay for it.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So that lines out a lot of the basics. So just to make sure I'm still on the same page with you here, there's the A, the B, and the C, and C is actually a combination of A and B.
And D.
And D?
Yeah, Medicare
always?
Advantage, just Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans.
Okay, so it's optional. It's an option that you can go with or without. But then there's also the D. Is there any other letters that we need to discuss, or is that something that's going to get too complex and we can deal with that later?
It's a little bit complex. Basically, for the vast majority of people, in terms of health and income, a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan is the way to go. You don't want to have an MA-only plan because you can't have two types of Medicare plans at the same time.
Okay.
If you want a prescription drug coverage, and you don't want a Part C, you need the prescription drug plan plus A and B, original A and B. You can't get a Part C if you don't have both. So you have to make the decision early on to provide yourself with a Part B plan by enrolling into it through Social Security. When you do that, then all the other ones flow with it. So before that date you turn 65, your birth month, you want 3 months before that, you want to make sure that you've contacted Social Security and that you have Part A, and you want to tell them you want to enroll in Part B. Then you can call up Corey or myself, and we can help put you into a nice prescription drug plan that's offered in your service area that you like.
Okay. All right. So, again, you brought up some things there that bring up more questions. But, again, this is supposed to be a short introduction because there's going to be a lot more information that's going to come out here eventually that we're going to have to get into. So you mentioned timing. So with the timing, you were talking about when you turn 65, we'll probably do another video on this entirely because there's a lot of information. So when you turn 65, there's a time frame to sign up for Part B. So you actually have to request Part B.
Yeah, you do. So the way it works, you have a 7-month window when you first turn 65. It's called your initial election period. And you have 7 months to enroll in that period. You want to do it before if you're still working, let's say you're working until March the 1st of 2026. Well, you can go back 3 months and get your Part B premium, and then that gives you plenty of time to find a Medicare Advantage plan that will start on March 1, 2026. So if your group plan ends on February, ends on the 28th or 29th of February, your next day, March 1st, your new Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan, MAPD plan, will start on the 1st. You'll have no loss of coverage.
Okay.
And that's what you want to avoid. That period where you might not have coverage is a very scary time for anyone if you sit down and you think about it, that you wouldn't have coverage on that day. No matter what happened, you would be completely exposed to all the costs. So you want to avoid that. It's very easy. Any time you turned 65, you have 3 months before that and 3 months after, but then things start to happen. Because if your group plan ends on the day before you turn 65, or whatever it does, then when you turn 65, you miss 30 days.
Okay. You
don't have prescription drug coverage, you have no hospitalization, no doctor. And you don't want that. So you want to and it's easy to do. You talk to Social Security, they'll tell you when your Part B premium starts. That's when you're eligible for your Part C, when you have A and B in force.
Okay. Good deal.
Easy to do, but you want to make sure you do it.
Definitely. And here's where we want to put the spot in, because if you have questions, you can clearly see he knows his stuff. So you definitely want to talk to him.
Absolutely.
His phone number, what's your phone number again? I think we had it wrote down there. It's 314-596-5355. That'll get you directly with Joe, Mr. Medicare.
Oh yeah, look forward to hearing from you.
And then, or if you're more comfortable with the email, go ahead and email him at joebauer@graybeardinsurance.com. It's JOEBAUR at GRAYBEARD insurance, you know how to spell, .com.
Correct.
All right?
And Bauer is BAUR. It's unusual spelling.
So, and he'll be more than happy to sit down and go through all the options with you. He knows his stuff, as you can see. So,
it's an exciting time for you getting your Medicare.
Yeah, and next video coming up, we're going to have a lot more information. We're going to get into some of the pitfalls of Medicare. We're going to get into some of the timings of Medicare. We're going to get into, a number of other how to enroll in Medicare, a walkthrough step by step. And, he's going to be here to help you out with all of that. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.